Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're diving into one of my favorite books, James Clear's Atomic Habits. We're going to break down how these tiny, almost invisible changes can lead to, well, some pretty remarkable results. So let's jump right in.
Okay, does this sound familiar to you? You set some huge, ambitious goal, you're fired up, full of motivation, and then, poof, nothing. You end up right back where you started. It's so frustrating, right? But here's the big idea. The problem isn't you, it's your approach.
And that's the core question we're going to tackle today. I want you to forget about these massive, life-altering leaps. Instead, we're going to explore the quiet, kind of sneaky power of just making one tiny, almost unnoticeable improvement, day after day after day. All right, so our first big idea, and this one might be a bit of a shocker for some of you. We're all taught to be super goal-oriented, right? But what if? What if that's the very thing that's been holding us back all this time?
So here's the big mindset shift. Goals, they're all about the results you want to achieve. But systems are about the process that leads to those results. Here's the thing, winners and losers, they often have the exact same goals. The real difference is that the winners build incredible systems. They obsess over the small, repeatable actions, not just the finish line. You've got to fall in love with the process, not just the prize.
Okay, so if it's all about the system, how do we actually make it work? Well, this is where the math gets really, really exciting. It's where we see the magic behind these tiny habits. Let me introduce you to the 1% rule. It is so simple. Just get 1% better at something every single day. Seriously, think of it like compound interest, but for self-improvement. Every small, regular deposit you make into your habit account just grows and grows until it's a massive fortune over time. And the real beauty of this is how simple it is. 1%. That's it. It's not intimidating. It's not overwhelming. It's actually doable. You know, it's reading one extra page of a book. It's doing just one push-up. It's meditating for 60 seconds. Anyone can do that, right? But here is the mind-blowing payoff. That tiny, almost insignificant 1% improvement, when you compound it daily for a year, doesn't just make you a little better. No way. It makes you nearly 37 times better. That just perfectly shows the astonishing power of consistency over intensity. So, now we know why these tiny habits work. Let's get into the how. And James Clear gives us this incredibly simple, practical toolkit for building literally any habit you want.
And here they are, the 4 laws of behavior change. I want you to think of this like a checklist for engineering a habit that your brain just can't say no to. Honestly, if a habit you're trying to build is failing, I can almost guarantee it's because it's breaking one of these 4 laws.
Let's make this super practical. Say you want to work out more. First, you make the cue obvious. You lay out your gym clothes the night before so you can't miss them. Second, make it attractive. Maybe you only let yourself listen to your favorite podcast while you're at the gym. Third, make it easy. Don't commit to an hour, just commit to a 2-minute warm-up. And finally, make it satisfying. Track your workout in an app and just enjoy that little check mark, that feeling of accomplishment. Now, what's so cool about this framework is its perfect symmetry. To break a bad habit, you don't need some new, complicated system. Nope, you just flip this one on its head. So, yeah, to get rid of a bad habit, you just do the complete opposite. Instead of making it obvious, you make the cue totally invisible. Instead of attractive, you really focus on the downsides to make it unattractive. You add friction to make it hard, and you make sure the outcome feels completely unsatisfying. The whole idea here is to just redesign your environment. You want to stop eating junk food? Make it invisible. Don't even have it in the house. You want to spend less time scrolling on your phone? Make it hard. Leave it in another room. See? You're not fighting temptation with pure willpower. You're just engineering temptation right out of your life. Okay, this next section. This is arguably the most profound concept in the entire book. This is where we elevate the conversation from just what you do to who you fundamentally are. You see, true lasting change isn't about the outcome. It's about your identity. So instead of asking, what do I want to achieve? You need to start asking, who do I wish to become? The goal isn't to read a book. The goal is to become a reader. And every tiny action you take, every single 1% improvement, is like casting a vote for the type of person you are becoming. So we've covered the why, the how, and the who. Now let's bring it all home with one final super motivating idea. And this is really the bottom line. Motivation? It's just a feeling. It comes, it goes. But a well-designed system, like the 4 laws we talked about,
That will carry you forward even on the days you don't feel like it. I mean, think about it. Professional athletes don't rely on motivation to show up for practice. They rely on their system. And you can too.
So as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with this question. Forget about some massive life overhaul for a second. Just think about today, right now. What is the one tiny 1% improvement you can make to cast the vote for the person you want to become? Because your future self, well, they're waiting.